outside.
Why?
We don't want you at the party. Sorry, Pedro.
Okay.
I recently watched Peppa Pig and saw many interesting mistakes. I would like to share them with you, starting with the episode which is called
The Noisy Night.
Peppa's family are having a sleepover.
The car door closes by itself, although maybe it is because of the shaking caused by Daddy Pig's jump. But why did Mummy Pig open the door if she was going to jump so high out of the car anyway? Seriously, in this frame she jumps over the already open door, which looks even harder than jumping over a closed one.
First, we'll put baby Alexander to
George stepped on his uncle's foot and did not even apologize. What a piggish thing to do.
bed.
Peppa and George are
Chloe's head looks detached from her body in this frame, as if her body were positioned something like this. I understand that it is just a cartoon, but it would have looked much better if they had left part of her pajamas visible, like in this frame with Peppa.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
How did George hear someone wishing him goodnight through the wall if he has hearing problems? In any case, notice that they are in 3 separate rooms, so when the lights are turned off, you only hear 3 clicks. But when the lights are turned back on, a 4th click comes from somewhere.
Baby Alexander is awake. Peppa and George.
Why did Peppa and George wake up at the same time if George has hearing problems and should either have kept sleeping or woken up later? You might think this is a continuity error because, at that time, the writers had not yet come up with the idea that George had poor hearing, but I do not think it is an error. Peppa and George woke up because that selfish fat pig turned on the light and woke them. Or maybe she did not turn it on because the switch is in the off position. Honestly, I'm confused myself about what is happening here.
Why are you vacuuming at night?
An interesting detail. At night, the only light comes from the lamp above, so the shadows are drawn darker than during the day, since daylight comes in through the windows. But the animators do not follow this everywhere, which is why the shadows in this scene are light despite the lack of light coming through the windows.
Why is Auntie Pig?
Moving the vacuum cleaner tube should not make the vacuum cleaner itself move. At least, not unless the tube is made entirely of metal.
How many times round the house was it, Mummy Pig?
50 times.
Daddy Pig is pushing baby Alexander around the house.
This is a funny frame, and right before it, there is a frame that is not funny at all. For some reason, the animators give all babies this blank stare fixed on one point. Imagine what it must have been like for Daddy Pig to walk 50 laps alone at night, while Alexander stared at him like that.
Can you let me back in?
So, if you are a perfectionist, you can appreciate how perfectly the stripe on Daddy Pig's pajamas lines up with the outline of the door. Anyway, that does not matter. Instead, take a look at the position of Daddy Pig's legs as he walks. It looks as though he should fall over because his legs are crossed, but he does not.
Switch the alarm back on.
Although, you know, maybe in this frame he was just doing some kind of yoga pose. That does not matter. What I wanted to say is that we were shown him carrying the sleeping Alexander into a lit room, which means Alexander does not wake up from light.
Stop, Daddy!
The light has woken baby Alexander.
No, he does wake up after all, which contradicts what was shown earlier. Though it is not that important, maybe the light in that room was just dim. What I actually wanted to tell you by showing this frame is that he left the stroller outside. But when he runs outside a little later, there is no stroller there.
I'll get the car started.
Don't forget
Daddy Pig's foot separated from his leg. Be careful when walking down the stairs so this does not happen to you.
the alarm.
The door has no opening animation, it simply disappears.
The noisy house has woken everyone up.
The neighbor's house on the left is just Pedro's house recolored, and the neighbor's house on the right is just Emily's house recolored, with even the vegetation matching perfectly. Yet for some reason, a zebra family lives there. This is all very strange.
We should have you to stay more often.
And now the car has disappeared.
Madame Gazelle's leaving party.
In this frame, the window clearly shows the height of the ceiling in this room, and it is about twice as high as it was before.
Peppa's playgroup.
Children, next week there won't be any children.
What?
Why does this cabinet have 4 doors when, in the previous scene, there was a cabinet with 3 doors in this exact spot?
Mummy, there is no more playgroup.
The carrot on the cutting board has an irregular shape which made every piece a different size. Except in the pot, every piece of carrot has the same shape and thickness, which makes no sense.
Madame Gazelle taught all the mummies and daddies when they were children.
It is a shame that Daddy Pig's brother was not shown among the children. They probably went to school together. Speaking of that, this scene revealed that Daddy Pig has lived in this town since childhood. That means his parents also lived in this town. But for some reason, they have never been mentioned throughout the entire series, as though they either fell out with him or are dead. Meanwhile, his brother moved to a distant city a long time ago. I think Daddy Pig has a tragic backstory, but despite everything, he still managed to maintain a positive outlook on life.
Who can count to 3?
1, 2, 1.
Madame Gazelle must be very old. I know. We should give Madame Gazelle a leaving party.
Madame Gazelle's leaving party.
Look, Mummy Elephant is walking toward the door on the right.
Everyone has come to help.
But she reaches the door by walking to the left.
Pedro, you stay outside.
Why?
We don't want
You at the party. Sorry, Pedro.
Okay.
When Mr. Rabbit walks inside, a hole appears in his ear that definitely should not be there. 30 seconds later, a similar anomaly appears on the mugs in Miss Rabbit's hands. And another 5 seconds later, it happens again as Mr. Zebra walks past. Honestly, I cannot even imagine how this could have been done accidentally.
Hello, Madame Gazelle is leaving the playgroup.
Gigi leaving? What fun.
This is the playgroup kitchen.
Mr. Zebra's mouth is drawn over the container of water. Unlike the previous mistake, this one is fairly easy to explain. The object they are holding has to be layered beneath the arm, but above the head. Just like the mouth. That is why it was placed on the same layer as the mouth. And the animators were so unwilling to deal with this issue that they always tried to leave at least some distance between the object being held and the character's mouth. But in this case, that did not work.
Pedro Pony is outside.
Okay.
Here, by the way, is a demonstration of how the arm is layered over the mouth. In this case, the arm grows directly out of it.
Go in now.
Why is Pedro standing in the crowd with everyone else if he let Madame Gazelle go ahead of him? He should have entered after her. Also, from the outside, the wall with the door has no windows. But from the inside, that exact same wall with the door has 2 windows. This is supernatural.